Elected to receive. Beautiful Sunday afternoon here in Northern California. Sebastian Janikowski, one of the strongest legs in the league. And we are set for what is always a tough physical game between two long-time and often bitter foes in the AFC West. Kevin Robinson, the rookie, is back deep, along with the other rookie, Maurice Leggett. Fielded at the goal line by Robinson. Tries to fight for extra yardage, gets it out to about the 20-yard line. Tyler Thigpen, the Chiefs quarterback, originally drafted by the Vikings, coming off a tough week against Buffalo, but still has 11 touchdowns and just 3 interceptions in his last 5 games. The offensive line, they like the left side with the rookie Brandon Albert at left tackle, playing beside the Pro Bowl veteran Brian Waters, the backs and receivers. Tony Gonzalez has thrived in the KC spread offense, but they'd really like to get Larry Johnson in the ground game going today against the Raiders.
Right away, Bill, straight to the eye gun formation that they've really adapted to really feature Tyler Thigpen's strengths.
Johnson lined up behind Thigpen, who will throw on first down. Able to get rid of it, and caught by Tony Gonzalez. Gonzalez had 10 catches for 113 yards and a touchdown last week against Buffalo.
Well, when Tony Gonzalez is flexed outside against a safety like Jabril Wilson, you saw Tyler Thigpen sticking with him the whole way. Even though Tony Gonzalez was covered pretty well there at the top of the route, Jabril Wilson getting nice and physical with him, but Tony is so big and strong, Tyler Thigpen knew he'd give him a place to put that football. Good, solid first play for the Kansas City Chiefs.
First down at the 36-yard line, just underway here in Oakland. Johnson finds some running room and gets it out to the 40-yard line, brought down by the free safety Hiram Eugene. Here's Oakland on defense. They're happy to have Derek Burgess back healthy at defensive end. Linebackers are a speedy group with Morrison and Howard. Morrison grew up here in the Oakland area. And in the secondary, Nnamdi Asomugha may be the best cover corner in the league. But Chris Johnson has also played well in place of D'Angelo Hall. 2nd and 6. Again, the Kansas City spread. Thigpen to Gonzalez. Brought down at midfield. 2 catches already for Tony Gonzalez. That was good for 14 yards.
Oh, real solid design of the play again here against the Raiders. Traditionally a very strong, heavy man-to-man team. Tony Gonzalez actually lined up behind the wide receiver on his side. Used him as a pick. You can see right there that there was a lot of contact trying to create an opening for Tony Gonzalez to make the play. And again, Tyler Thigpen knew exactly where he was going right away.
Good start for these Kansas City Chiefs. 2 first downs already.
Thigpen in motion.
They're running out of the Wildcat. Johnson, no room. Stopped at the line of scrimmage.
Well, Bill, it's amazing how many teams have kind of adapted this Wildcat, or in Kansas City's case, they call it the eye gun, or who knows what their actual name for it is. But they all go with this direct snap now with either a running back or a wide receiver in the backfield. And it's really kind of become the flavor of the year for the NFL. Every offense has some sort of package featuring that. And if it works early in the game, chances are the team is going to stay with it until the defense shows they can adjust.
2nd and 10. Caught him, the tight end, the rookie, was the motion man. Here come the Raiders on the blitz. Thigpen gets rid of it, incomplete.
Well, Bill, right there we saw an example of what Nnamdi Asomugha told us he would do at times, on occasion, right there, flexed outside on Tony Gonzalez. You don't see corners matched up on tight ends very much man-to-man ever really around the league, but Nnamdi Asomugha, big enough, physical enough to go outside and go man-to-man on Tony Gonzalez. But you'll also find that there aren't many tight ends that would even get a ball thrown to him with Nnamdi Asomugha covering. That shows Tyler Thigpen's confidence in Tony Gonzalez.
So 3rd and 10 for Kansas City. Opening possession for the Chiefs. Checks it down. This is going to be well short of the first down. Will Franklin with the catch. Well, Johnny Lee Higgins will be back deep now for the Raiders, and he has a punt return for a touchdown in each of the last 2 games. That was against Miami, 93 yards, and last week in Denver, he struck again an 89-yard return for a touchdown, and that is why they brought in the second-year player from the University of Texas at El Paso.
And Bill, he'd really been a disappointment in the return game until these flashes that he's shown. You can call them a little more than flashes the last couple weeks.
End over end punt from Colquitt. Fair catch made by Higgins at the 12-yard line. And when we come back, the Oakland Raiders will have their first possession after a 33-yard punt.
And it appears this negotiations have
just underway here in Oakland. No score. Jamarcus Russell, now in his second year, has really managed the Raider offense well over the last couple of weeks. A quarterback rating of 114.2 and no interceptions. A throw on first down. Deep out route, incomplete. In and out of the hands of Ashley Lilly. Up front for Oakland, John Wade starts again at center for the injured Jake Grove. The Raiders will try to pound the ball on the ground against the young front seven of the Chiefs. Justin Fargas coming off a 100-yard day last week in Denver. And remember, Darren McFadden had the best outing of his young career against the Chiefs back in September, 164 yards.
And Bill, this Chiefs defense, number 31 against the run in the NFL, but not much better against the pass, number 27. Good to see the confidence of Jamarcus Russell coming out and throwing on first down.
And he'll throw again on second down up top. And we have a flag. The pass was intended for Darren McFadden.
One of the most difficult lessons for a young corner to learn in the NFL is that the contact rules are so much different.
Pass interference, number 49 of the defense. Automatic first down.
Bernard Pollard, who's the strong safety in his third year out of Purdue.
Well, they called on Bernard Pollard. He was actually matched up on the outside on Darren McFadden. You see that left arm, too much contact out there, no doubt about it. They will not let that go. But Jamarcus Russell, one thing to point out right there, he is truly almost considered really a rookie in his experience in the NFL. Really looked hard to that left side, pulled the safety over. Hard to complete a ball when you're looking at that receiver the whole time.
That was a 22-yard penalty. They pitch it back to Fargas, trying to find the corner, and does. A nice pickup out close to the 40-yard line. Kansas City coming off a game where they allowed the most points in the history of the franchise, giving up 54 against the Bills. Dorsey is the rookie, the 5th overall pick at defensive tackle. Linebackers are banged up. Demario Williams starts again for Donnie Edwards. Boyman in the middle. And they are young, as Steve mentioned, in that secondary, starting a pair of rookie cornerbacks in Carr and Flowers.
Yeah, there are not any teams younger in the NFL that started the season with a younger starting team than the Kansas City Chiefs have, averaging just over 25 years per player.
Play action. Russell with time, lofts it for his tight end Miller, and caught. Zach Miller, who's developed quite a chemistry with Jamarcus Russell. The Raiders' leading receiver, 32 receptions for 471 yards and a touchdown coming in.
Oh, good solid play action. You're going to see right here is Zach Miller. He's going to go up and run a corner route. Watch the anticipation Jamarcus Russell has on this throw. He throws it right there. You can see there's a defender coming over in perfect position, but Jamarcus Russell, confidence in Zach Miller, puts that ball out in front of him, knowing that the defender could not adjust back to the outside. Great throw and catch. Jamarcus Russell to Zach Miller.
Darren McFadden is in the backfield. They swing it out, a little trickery to McFadden. And McFadden is down inside the 15-yard line. Pollard made the stop. A little flash from the Raiders.
Wow, that was Craig Knapp right there. You see Greg Knapp. He talked about right here is Ronald Curry. Right here is Darren McFadden. The ball is going to come in the air to Ronald Curry, and then right behind him is going to be Darren McFadden getting the pitch. Just the old hook and ladder, a new variation of it. Very well designed and well executed by Curry, the former quarterback. And then Darren McFadden coming around. The Raiders will try to get the ball in his hands as often as they possibly can.
1st and 10 from the Kansas City 14-yard line. Higgins on the end around. And down inside the 10 and driven out of bounds at the 7-yard line.
I mentioned, and there we go, the Oakland Raiders, only one opening drive touchdown in the last 52 games. They've only scored one offensive touchdown this year in the first half of the football game.
They broke a touchdown drought on offense last week on a 1-yard run by McFadden that had extended for 205 snaps over 15 quarters.
Greg Knapp, the offensive coordinator for the Raiders, did say we would see some creative play calling early in the game here.
McFadden tries to power inside and picks up maybe one. Well, the Raiders' only offensive first-half touchdown this season was in Week 4 against San Diego. Jamarcus Russell, the 63-yard touchdown pass to Zach Miller, gave the Raiders a 12-0 lead in the second quarter. 3rd and 3. Raiders threatening on their first possession.
And the Raiders not very solid. Number 31 in the NFL as far as touchdowns in the red zone. Just another area they've really struggled offensively.
Russell from the gun. Here come the Chiefs, trying to pressure the young quarterback. Incomplete. Too high, intended for Miller. Jared Page had excellent coverage on the play.
And that was Jason Babin with the pressure on Jamarcus Russell, but really impressed with Jamarcus Russell. You'll see right there Babin coming around the edge. He gets the shot on Jamarcus Russell, but Jamarcus Russell's done a great job this year of not forcing the football. Right there, he put it up high to his tight end, Zach Miller, in a spot where either he would catch it or nobody would catch it, protecting at least a field goal for his team.
25-yard field goal try from Sebastian Janikowski. 19 of 25 coming in.
Blocked.
But good.
Blocked, but good. Yeah.
Was not a thing of beauty, but 3 for the Raiders. 7:52 left to go in the first. The Raiders lead 3-0 after the 25-yard partially blocked field goal try by Sebastian Janikowski. 80 yards the Raiders go on 8 plays. Kickoff, line drive kick taken by Robinson. Kevin Robinson gets it out across the 25, about the 26-yard line. 3-0 Raiders.
Well, we're back in Oakland. We talked about the blocked field goal attempt. Right here, you're going to see Ron Edwards. He absolutely blasts right through number 75. Mario Henderson gets that right hand up, and there's definite pop there. We heard it all the way up here in the booth, Bill, and fortunately, Sebastian Janikowski with that cannon leg got it through the uprights anyway.
They spotted it at the 25-yard line. Second possession for the Kansas City Chiefs. Larry Johnson, nice hole on the left side, out across the 30, close to the 33-yard line. Well, NFL Play 60 is committed to fighting childhood obesity by getting kids active for 60 minutes a day. On this day of giving, this weekend of giving, donate now at NFL.com/play60 to help kids get active and healthy in your community. 2nd and 3. Caught him the motion man. Again to Johnson. He's trying to establish the running game. John Alston, the outside linebacker, starting his second game for Ricky Brown, who's out with a groin injury.
Well, you know, last week, Bill, Larry Johnson looked very comfortable running the ball out of this pistol formation, as the Chiefs call it. You see, it's just a straight power running game, but it's different perspective being lined up behind the quarterback. But last week carried the ball 7 times for 81 yards, and today looks very comfortable running out of that formation too. Interesting, different, but obviously number 27 getting more comfortable, and he's had a pretty good career, made a good living off the Oakland Raiders in the past.
Movement in the line on 3rd and short.
False start. Number 75 offense. 5-yard penalty remains. 3rd down.
Herb Taylor.
Yep, your right guard right here. Watch, you're going to see just a little bit before the snap. That, no doubt about it. Little antsy, little aggressive, trying to get up there. That was Herb Taylor playing right guard moved a little bit before the snap, and he got caught for it. 3rd and 6, a lot more difficult than 3rd and 1.
Jamal Charles has checked in, the rookie out of the University of Texas, 3rd-round draft pick. Thigpen going to run the screen to Charles. Gets to the outside. He has a 1st down and more. Jamal Charles, they'll line him up in different positions to try and get him in some space. Shan Gailey, we were talking about Charles. He said this guy has blazing speed, and I don't use that term very often. He can break it at any time.
He is a special athlete. You'll see right here when he catches the ball, it doesn't look like he has a whole heck of a lot of chance to do much, but he's so quick and got such great instincts. He gets outside and can make things happen. He's a 3rd-round draft choice out of Texas. Part of the package that came to the Chiefs in the Jared Allen trade when they traded him up to Minnesota. Now they got an extra couple of picks, and boy, it's paying off for the Chiefs.
That was good for 15 yards. The slant to Gonzalez, and he fights his way for another Kansas City 1st down in Raider territory down near the 45-yard line.
You see, Tony Gonzalez gives you so many options right there. Great job with the eyes. You can see Tyler Thigpen looking up the field to try and hold the underneath coverage to create that seam for Tony Gonzalez, then delivers the ball right on the money. I would expect to see if they keep going to Tony Gonzalez against anybody other than Nnamdi Asomugha. He told us that he would come over and try and stop Tony Gonzalez himself. Right now you see him on Jabril Wilson again.
Johnson fights his way for a couple. Thomas Howard made the stop in his 3rd year out of UTEP. 2nd-round draft pick for the Raiders in 2006. Tony Gonzalez, one of the best to ever play the position, has caught 60 or more passes 10 straight seasons, the most ever by a tight end in NFL history.
Well, with that catch too, Bill, it's the most receptions by any individual ever against the Oakland Raiders too. 105 receptions.
2nd and 10, the delay to Johnson, still on his feet. Fights for 8 yards. Kurt Morrison made the stop. Take a look at where Tony Gonzalez stands. Consecutive 700-yard receiving seasons, and that's very good company.
That is a pretty impressive list of names right there. You talk about some of the greatest receivers in the history of the game. Tony Gonzalez obviously earning his respect as his career goes along. Bill, you and I were talking about it before. If there ever was a surefire tight end Hall of Fame candidate, it's got to be Tony Gonzalez.
From the Raider 39-yard line, 3rd and 3. Thigpen again with time, gets rid of it. Dwayne Bowe, and he is one of the toughest in the league to bring down after he catches the football.
And that's exactly what you hear when you talk about Dwayne Bowe. Watch how strong he is catching the football. He's 6'2", listed at 221 pounds, but it's a solid 221. Look at it right there, boom. Guys just slide right off and then bounce right off him. He's a big, strong receiver who loves the contact after he catches the football. And without a doubt, the most impressive second-year player of the class of 2007. He by far and away is the one receiver that really stands out.
Already joining guys like Brandon Marshall and Anquan Bolden is difficult to bring down. And Thigpen just got rid of it. Crowd wants intentional grounding. So does Tom Cable, but no flag.
Well, they were trying to set up a screen pass over the middle. Rob Ryan, you see right there, a fantastic defensive coordinator for the Oakland Raiders. But you see right there, they're trying to set up the screen pass to Larry Johnson, number 27. He was right there. Tyler Thigpen did the right thing, throw the ball at his feet. Quarterback is told if it's not clean on that screen pass, the ball has to go forward. The best place to throw it is right at the feet of the intended receiver.
2nd and 10. They get it off. Johnson will be stopped for a loss. Swarming Raider defense. Turdell Sands led the charge.
Boy, I'll tell you, Turdell Sands was like a rocket shot out of a cannon right there in the backfield before Larry Johnson even had a chance to make a move. Good solid play on 2nd and 10. Now they got 3rd and 12. This is a situation where Tyler Thigpen, who has done a pretty good job in the last 3 weeks. Nobody's done it better than him. Touchdown passes. Right here, 3rd and long in the red zone area, 25-yard line. You definitely got a field goal shot here. You got to be careful with the football.
Those numbers were coming into week 13. 3rd and 13.
Blitz coming by the Raiders.
And here they come. Gets rid of it, but they did not get the playoff.
Delay of game. Offense. 5-yard penalty remains. 3rd down.
Pete Morelli, our referee today.
And there's Herm Edwards. Happy with the way his offense is moving the ball right here, but not happy with the delay of game. Put himself in a really obvious passing situation with a young quarterback.
He pretty much made the commitment for the rest of the season
no
to
doubt.
Tyler Thigpen and seeing what he can do.
And there's Rob Ryan again. He told us he had a few tricks up his sleeve, going to try and put a little bit of pressure on Tyler Thigpen, the young quarterback. You could see Rob's almost salivating yesterday when we were talking about it.
Jamal Charles in the backfield. And that is caught by Gonzalez, short of the 20-yard line and well short of a 1st down.
Tackled short of a 1st down.
A good solid decision by Tyler Thigpen to just not force the ball up the field. May have had a shot up the field, up the seam with another receiver, but you know what? He wanted to protect that field goal to make sure that Connor Barth didn't have that extra long field goal to start this thing out.
The rookie out of North Carolina. He was working at a golf course in North Carolina when the Chiefs called him to come in and be their kicker. He has not missed a field goal try since taking over in week 8 from 38 yards out. And he is a perfect 7 for 7. So the Chiefs are on the board behind the play of Tony Gonzalez. We're tied at 3, 1:07 left in the first. Beautiful day in Oakland. The MetLife Blimp is providing today's aerial coverage. Look for the MetLife Blimps as they team up with CBS Sports for more coverage this season. Absolutely spectacular late November Sunday here in Northern California. Connor Barth, after converting the 38-yard field goal, kicks it off. The deep man, Justin Miller, the former Pro Bowl return specialist with the Jets, brings it back, has a little bit of a seam, gets it out across the 25 to the 27-yard line. That's where Jamarcus Russell will go back to work. We're tied at 3. Sellout crowd, the 98th meeting between the Chiefs and the Raiders, a heated rivalry that goes back to the first days of the old American Football League. And the Raiders come out in the Wildcat formation. McFadden will get the snap. Back there with Vargas.
Russell right there.
And he'll keep it. Picks up maybe a yard.
And that, I think, in my opinion, that was a misread. That Darren McFadden took us through his thought process on that Wildcat. We got a little injury on the field. But McFadden told us he's reading that defensive end. The defensive end really gave him a chance to give the ball inside, and he kept it and then took a hit. You can see the defensive end, number 91, coming off the edge, Tamba Hali. When he crashes, when he goes up the field at all, you can give the handoff underneath instead of having to try and follow him himself. Darren McFadden should have given that ball up inside. It would have popped a little bit quicker.
Cooper Carlisle, the right guard, slow going off the field. 2nd and 9 for the Raiders. Nearing the end of the opening quarter, we're tied at 3 here in Oakland. They keep it on the ground. Vargas sneaks one man. And brought down hard, short of the 30-yard line by Demario Williams. So that may have been the last play of the first quarter.
That was a good, solid tackle there by the Kansas City Chiefs.
So that is the end of the opening quarter. We're tied at 3. We'll return to Oakland after these messages. You're watching the NFL on CBS. The second quarter, Oakland with a dominating win over the Chiefs in week 2, 23-8 at Arrowhead. The Raiders have won the last 2, but Kansas City has won the last 5 meetings here in Oakland, hasn't lost at the Coliseum since 2002. Russell will throw, gets rid of it. That's caught by Miller to midfield.
Zach Miller
You can see we got another good tight end on this football field. Zach Miller coming across. He was out in motion on the outside. Jamarcus Russell in the gun. Knew all along he got the coverage that he wanted. Went to his big, dependable, young tight end, Zach Miller, who, by the way, is the #1 tight end in the NFL in terms of yards per catch, averaging almost 15 yards a catch. That one will do nothing but help his average.
That was good for 21. They spotted at the 49-yard line. Fargas inside. Fights his way for 7 yards. And let's check in with JB in New York for an update.
Bill and Steve, after Thomas Jones of the Jets rushed one for 59 yards to pay dirt, Jay Cutler and Eddie Royal said, let's show you the airborne variety. Royal, nice, whoa, tightrope act there. 59 yards to pay dirt, 14-7 Denver. Halfway through the first, back to the peripatetic one, Bill McAtee and Steve Burlock.
Thank you, JB. The Broncos will host the Chiefs at home next week. And Vargas, the first down. Running hard inside the 40, down close to the 37-yard line. And once again, JB in New York with another update.
Hey, Bill, after Harry Douglas muffed the punt for Atlanta, LT LaDainian Tomlinson of San Diego makes them pay from 3 yards out with that score there. San Diego 7-6 over Atlanta, now in the second. Bill and Steve.
All right, JB, thank you very much.
The Raiders, Bill, watching with interest, obviously, both of those games, because with the wild AFC West, they still have a chance to maybe squeeze in the playoffs.
And that is caught by McFadden. The Raiders on the move. Another first down, close to the 25-yard line.
And you see the creativity options that these young, talented players for the Raiders give you, and for the Chiefs also. Darren McFadden split out as a wide receiver, running a slant route. No hesitation in Jamarcus Russell to go to his rookie running back. First-round draft choice this year. Got to try and find ways to get the ball in his hands.
First and 10. Plenty of time. Miller can't bring it in. Incomplete. The Raiders will move McFadden all over the field. Against Denver, he lined up as the tailback in the eye. Single back sets in the slot. They split him out wide. He even took snaps in the Wildcat, as he did running the Wild Hog offense back at the University of Arkansas.
And he has been known to throw the football out of that Wild Hog in Arkansas, too. I think he said he threw the ball about 20 times in his career. And
7 of them were for touchdowns.
7 of them went for touchdowns. That's a pretty good quarterback rating right there.
Second and 10 after the incomplete pass. Russell changing the play. He's rushed 4. Checks it down. Oh, what a pop. And incomplete. Derek Johnson just leveled Justin Fargas. Let's listen to the hit.
Ooh. Yeah, the last 2 passes, Jamarcus Russell, been the first 2 passes he's thrown today that have not really been very accurate. The one to Zach Miller a little bit behind, coming across the middle, and Derek Johnson right there, more than happy to take a shot at Justin Fargas with the ball behind him there.
Johnson's second game back after missing a couple of weeks with a hamstring injury. So 3rd and 10 for Oakland, trying to keep the drive alive. Russell finally gets rid of it, throws it behind Zach Miller. Incomplete. That will bring up 4th down.
Well, we saw a good drive there by the Raiders. Just stalled on those last 3 plays in a row. Were really a little bit out of sync, Jamarcus Russell, but we saw some good physical running, which you'd expect out of the Raiders against this very soft Kansas City rush defense. They came out, got physical, a little bit of play action in the last 3 plays, 3 straight throws. Got to question why, when they're running the ball so effectively down the field, they would go to 3 passes in that situation.
See Janikowski, a 43-yard try. And I don't know if they were trying to run the fake or not, but this is going to be a Kansas City touchdown. Maurice Leggett, the rookie, scoops it up and scores.
Bill, you're exactly right. That was a fake field goal, but in my opinion, not a very well-designed fake field goal. You're getting a punter trying to get fancy, flipping the ball to a kicker. A lot of things can go bad right there. Leckler tried to give the no-look little flip. You're going to see right here. Watch Leckler. He tries to flip it up in the air. It almost looked like he put it between his legs. And Janikowski, you know, any way you look at it, he's a kicker. And you can't expect him to be able to adjust if that ball isn't perfect. And that sure wasn't perfect. Herm Edwards more than willing to accept that charity right there.
And Maurice Leggett has been an outstanding find for the Chiefs, playing the nickelback position. He's a rookie free agent out of Valdosta State, and he has made the most of his opportunity in the National Football League. Connor Barth with the extra point, and the crowd here in Oakland is stunned as the Chiefs take a 10-3 lead. 7-yard touchdown by Maurice Leggett. The Chiefs' first special teams touchdown since the end of December 2006, in Kansas City has taken a 10-3 lead.
Well, Bill, and there's a lot I question about that call. You had 4th and 10. The chances of Sebastian Janikowski picking up 10 yards, even if they do execute it, is pretty slim.
Miller. And a flag on the play. He stopped short of the 20-yard line. He brings it back to about the 17.
During the return, illegal block in the back. Number 19 of the receiving team. Half the distance to a goal, first down.
Long field for the Raiders after the penalty. 1st and 10 from their own 9-yard line. Fargas to the 13, and Steve, let's take another look at the botched fake field goal try.
Well, even if this is a successful play, right? Look at right here. This is Leggett right there. He's playing safe. 4th and 10. They're not worried about anything funky coming, so they're saying, hey, let's just make sure that we don't give him a big play. And that's Tom Cable. I think he's doing a fantastic job as the interim coach here with the Oakland Raiders, but that's the kind of decisions that get people in trouble. Going forward in a situation like that, Sebastian Janikowski would have to run 17 yards for that football.
Fargas, another tough run across the 20 to the 21-yard line. Well, Wednesday on CBS, be the first to know who the nominees are when Taylor Swift and LL Cool J host the Grammy nomination concert. Live Wednesday on CBS, America's most watched network. Fargas, 32 yards on 6 carries. He remains the deep back. Miller in motion. Right side this time. Another nice hole. And another first down for the Raiders. And this is what we expected Oakland to try to do.
Exactly right. Now, they came out in the first drive and did a little bit of the razzle-dazzle, the trick plays. Worked very well. I got no problem with that. But this Raiders football team, make no mistake about it, they are a physical running football team that does not want to get in a situation where they're throwing the ball more than 15, 20 passes a game. They're doing what we expected them to do right now, running right at this Kansas City Chiefs defense.
McFadden is the deep back now. And they give it to the rookie. Lowers his shoulder, tries to power his way for a couple of tough yards. And coming up on the Sprint Halftime Report, join JB, Dan, Shannon, Boomer, and Coach Cower for all the latest NFL scores and highlights from Week 13. That's all coming up on the Sprint Halftime Report. And the front seven of the Chiefs has been beaten up. They only had one healthy player in the defensive line at practice this week. This is a team that has struggled against the run. They're 31st in the NFL. They've been unable to get to the passer.
In the Wildcat formation again with McFadden.
One time he handed it off to Fargas. And Fargas is stopped after a short gain.
Bill, we were talking earlier about the Wildcat formation, and everybody in the league seems to be going to their own version of it. But what we got to understand here is that these defensive coordinators on the different teams in the NFL, they're pretty sharp guys. and they will have a game plan. Now, they've seen it enough this year to know the players out there are well coached. They know how to make the adjustments for the most part.
3rd and 7. The throw after 5 straight running plays, lofting it up, and that's caught. And we have a penalty flag. Todd Watkins, free agent out of BYU, brought it in, but let's check the penalty.
Jamarcus Russell took a shot on this one. Really a good pressure from the Kansas City Chiefs, but we'll see who the PI is on this play. Something obviously up the field. Tom Cable says it's on Kansas City.
You know what Tom Cable thinks.
Very, very obvious. Question is whether Watkins pushed off in order to generate that advantage or not.
Illegal use of the hands to the face, number 24 of the defense. Pass interference, number 19 of the offense. The penalties will offset. 3rd down.
It seemed like at the end of the play that Watkins did all of a sudden have a lot of separation between himself and Flowers. Look at the pressure on Jamarcus Russell here, though. Coming up the middle, right in the face. Boom, 2 or 3 guys got him. You can see right there his legs get kind of rolled up funny also. And Watkins, just a little shove at the end, negates what could have been a big play for the Raiders.
Kansas City with a league-low 6 sacks through 11 games. The NFL record for a 16-game season is 13 by Baltimore back in 1981. But they had good pressure on the previous play. McFadden on the strike from Jamarcus Russell.
Wow, what a nice throw and catch. The more I see of this McFadden, and I got to see him a couple times in college the last few years, he is so versatile. Coming out of the backfield, right down the middle of the field, and what a great throw by Jamarcus Russell, just over the outstretched hands of Rocky Boyman, the middle linebacker. Right on the money, big play at a big time for the Raiders. Still searching for that first offensive touchdown since week 4 against San Diego.
Jared Page made the stop after a pickup of 20 yards and an Oakland first down. The Kansas City 47. Bootleg. Here goes Russell. Open field. Lowers his shoulder. Puts every bit of that 270 pounds into the defensive back, Brandon Carr.
Yeah, Brandon Carr, the rookie 5th-round draft choice, who's playing very, very well for a rookie. He said, I don't see him this big at Grand Valley State, where I came from. Jamarcus Russell rounding the corner at about 270 pounds, he told us yesterday, and just said, listen, little fella, I want to get a few more yards. Eat some of my shoulder here. Boom. Wow. And Jamarcus Russell liking that too.
He is a big man. McFadden's back in the game. Russell incomplete. Johnny Lee Higgins was the intended receiver.
Yeah, Johnny Lee Higgins, you're going to see right down the middle of the field. And I'll tell you, I put part of this on Johnny Lee Higgins. He should be breaking that ball inside where Jamarcus Russell's throwing that ball. He's got the read when he sees 2 deep safeties in the middle of the field open like that. He is supposed to bend it inside, and that's one of the big issues the Raiders have. They don't have a lot of established veteran receivers on this team. That should have been an easy throw and catch.
Another nice gain. And again, let's check in with JB in New York for an update.
Hey, Bill, Steve has to be impressed with the poise of the rookie Matt Ryan, the quarterback in Atlanta. Take a look here. Hooking up with Justin Peel. Nice touch, nice strike. Capping an 8-play, 46-yard drive. Atlanta on top of San Diego, 13-7, 7:55 left in the first half. Bill and Steve.
Chargers ranked last in the league, thank you, JB, in pass defense, so Ryan was poised to have a good day against San Diego.
And they need that game to hang with the Panthers and the Bucs who both won today.
Cardinals stripped up short of the first down. Flowers made the stop.
And that's going to be short of the first down by a good couple of yards. I don't think we'll be seeing the fake field goal again this time.
They may shelve that for a while.
But as JB said, though, that Matt Ryan has been very impressive this year for a rookie. They're getting their investment right there on him.
So it looks like the Raiders are going to go for it on 4th and 3. Under 5.5 minutes remaining in the half. Vargas, the deep back. And a timeout before the snap called by the Chiefs. So 5:10 left in the half. It's 10-3 Kansas City. We'll see if the Raiders can convert the 4th down when we come back. We're back. The Raiders have driven from their own territory across midfield on all 3 possessions. This drive started at their own 9-yard line. The Raiders have been the slow starting team here in 2008.
To say the least.
Tom Cable, not as slow starting though as the Chiefs.
A good move by Herm Edwards right there to take the timeout. Every team in the NFL, for every situation, this being short yardage, has a play they feel the best about. They rank them. Herm Edwards basically took the Raiders' #1 play out in this situation by calling a timeout.
4th and a short 3 for Oakland. Russell. To the end zone, incomplete. Ronald Curry couldn't haul it in.
And they had what they wanted.
So it will go over on downs to the Kansas City Chiefs, who lead. We've had a lot of offense, but the game's only touchdown came on special teams. The 67-yard fumble return by Maurice Leggett as Kansas City takes over. Just over 5 minutes remaining in the half.
Right there, you got Tony Gonzalez, Nnamdi Asomugha on him.
Play action. Big pin. Runs to the sidelines, and that is caught by Tony Gonzalez.
And sure enough, what that shows me right there is that Tyler Thigpen has extreme confidence in Tony Gonzalez. Nnamdi Asomugha told us what makes Tony Gonzalez so difficult is he's so big and so physical, that body. And Asomugha, he's in great position. But Tony Gonzalez is such an incredible athlete for his size to go up and squeeze that ball. There are not many people that can catch that ball against that kind of coverage.
There are not many people who have caught any passes on Nnamdi Asomugha.
He's not used to it
over the last few years. It's a rarity. Bo can't bring it in. Wednesday on CBS, it's everyone's favorite holiday classic, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. Start the holiday season without him. Wednesday on CBS, America's most watched network.
I know what I'll be doing Wednesday night. That's my all-time favorite. Remember how we used to look forward to watching those shows every year?
I used to be able to say I'm watching it with my daughter, but now that she's gone off to college, I don't have an excuse.
I know you got to watch it by yourself.
2nd and 10. Johnson in behind Thigpen, out of the shotgun. The eye gun towards the sidelines, and he overthrows Gonzalez.
And you can see how tough it is to get any kind of separation, any kind of advantage against Nnamdi Asomugha. Tells you the kind of respect the Raiders have for Tony Gonzalez. I mean, the guy just keeps making plays. See how physical, you try to get physical with him, you're going to lose. Any ball's anywhere near him, he sticks those big gloves on, he's going to make the play, and he's always going to go forward, get a few extra yards. You just can't say enough about this guy. Sure, Chan Gailey, offensive coordinator, said, you know what, he has lost a step, but he's still pretty darn good. He can still make plays.
Maneuvers like a power forward, which is what he played in college at Cal, using his body to box out. 3rd and long, up the sidelines, incomplete. Jamal Charles had a step, but Thigpen couldn't hit him. And that will bring up 4th down for the Chiefs. Mr. Colquitt, who's been battling a groin injury, still not 100%. He had been averaging 47.5 yards a punt before the injury, but about 37 yards a punt since coming back. Johnny Lee Higgins tried to return it, but brought down immediately by Oliver Celestin. That was a 35-yard punt.
So a real national championship game as you're going to have right there. And the SEC, what can you say about them? But look at that, #1 and #2 right there. So this this really you can be looked at as a +1 scenario, because Alabama and Florida, top 2 teams in the country right now. One of them is going to lose and fall out of the picture. You got the +1 in case there's any doubt about it coming up with the bowl games.
Raiders have just over 4 minutes to work with. McFadden, and he'll be stopped for maybe a loss of 1 on the play.
You know, this Kansas City defense, very much maligned, injury affected, very young, very low rated and against the run and the pass. But I'll tell you one thing, today they have played very well against the Wildcat offense of the Raiders. They have gotten nothing out of it so far today.
Ranked last in the NFL in total defense last week. Buffalo scored on 8 of their first 9 possessions. A shift to the eye. McFadden is the deep back. You can see a lot of different looks. They swing it out to McFadden. Nice little move. Ducks back inside and brought down at the 33-yard line by Demario Williams.
Well, the last drive with the Raiders, there were 2 shots right here. Johnny Lee Higgins should have come down the middle of the field in that read. And right here, Jamarcus Russell had Ronald Curry open on the 4th and 3 play. And why does the team struggle offensively? Why do they not score any touchdowns in the first half? Why are they the lowest scoring team in the NFL? Plays like that. When you get opportunities in the NFL, you've got to cash in or you pay the price.
3rd and 9. Russell. Incomplete. Ashley Lilly was the intended receiver. Now the Raiders will have to punt. Last week against Denver, Jamarcus threw only 11 times, but he completed 10 with a touchdown and a career-high quarterback rating of 149.1.
He completed his first 9 passes to start that game. Didn't throw an incomplete pass until almost through 3/4 of the game.
And we see Shane Leckler for the first time, the NFL's leading punter, with a 49.9-yard average. Kevin Robinson, as the flag is down, on the move to retrieve it. He does so at the 25-yard line, but into his own man, and it's brought down. A 42-yard punt and no return.
Tackled on the play by Wallace Gilberry of his own team.
Back up defensive end. Said we saw Shane Leckler for the first time. We actually saw him earlier on the botched fake field goal try as he threw it between his legs, trying to get it to Sebastian Janikowski.
Number 49 to the defense. 5-yard penalty remains. 4th down.
Let's take another look at this, and well, not Wallace's finest moment.
No, Robinson says, hey, I thought we were boys. I thought we were teammates. What's going on here?
The Chiefs will get another chance after the penalty. The Raiders will punt again.
I am not surprised at all that Coach Tom Cable took that penalty, because it was not one of Leckler's better punts. This guy is so consistent. This year, already 10 punts over 50 yards on the season. One of the very, very best, actually the best average in history of the NFL. Expecting a better kick out of him this time.
And this one will be short.
Yeah.
And it's down at about the 28-yard line. And coming up on the Sprint Halftime Report, join JB, Dan, Shannon, Boomer, and Coach Cower for all the latest NFL scores and highlights. That's coming up on the Sprint Halftime Report. That was just a 33-yard punt from Leckler.
And Bill, I misspoke. He has 32 punts of over 50 yards this year, 10 of over 60 yards. So that right there, 2 punts in a row, very uncharacteristic of Leckler. That's one thing the Raiders, through all their struggles in recent years, they've been able to count on him consistently.
So 2.5 minutes remaining in the half for Kansas City. Back from their own 29-yard line. Big pin from the Kansas City spread. Johnson Cuts it back inside and upended after a pickup of 5. Jabril Wilson, the strong safety, one of the big free agent signings for the Raiders in the offseason, made the stop. That could take us down to the 2-minute warning. So we have reached the 2-minute warning. Chiefs lead at 10-3. Back to Oakland after this. Tyler Thigpen trying to bounce back after a 3-turnover game against the Bills, although he did go 17 of 31 for 240 yards and 3 touchdowns, along with those 2 interceptions against Buffalo. Kansas City did have a season high, 462 yards of offense.
Well, and this is where Tyler Thigpen is at his best, supporting Herm Edwards. Why they went to this pistol offense. He's great in the 2-minute situation, but we see 2 handoffs in a row to start this drive.
Jamal Charles able to get away from the first wave and is about a yard short of the first down.
And there really doesn't seem to be any urgency yet for the Kansas City Chiefs. They're not rushing to get another play off.
Trying to snap a 7-game losing streak, Kansas City. And win for only the 2nd time in their last 21 games. Thigpen keeps it. Quarterback sneak. Timeout on the field. 1:17 left in the half. 10-3 Kansas City. Chiefs with 1 timeout remaining. Picking up the first down on the sneak, just short of the 40-yard line. Chiefs have lost 9 consecutive road games. Their last win on the road was here in Oakland in October of last year.
A kind of interesting use of a timeout there, Bill, in my opinion. That they're going to review the spot maybe on the previous play. They're being last 2 minutes of the half and the end of the game. This is out of the control of the coaches. It now goes to the review booth.
Let's take a look at where this play ended. Tough to tell underneath all those bodies. Back in a moment. The review process continuing here in Oakland. Inside the NFL is now on Showtime. Every Wednesday, join JB, Phil Simms, Warren Sapp, and Chris Collinsworth for all the best in highlights, insights, and more. Wednesday, only on Showtime. Pete Morelli has come out of the little replay position. See if we can tell from this angle.
It looks like that line, it's right on the 39-yard line is where he had to get across, and that ball right there, Tyler Thigpen, you can see the ball there. It was, boy, you're talking about inches, and that's all it takes to determine whether it was indeed a first down or not.
You know, Steve, it is a game of inches.
It is. I've heard
I read that somewhere.
I've heard that before.
After reviewing the play, the quarterback was short of the line to gain. The ball will be placed on the 38.5-yard line, 4th down, and a half to go.
So he didn't pick up the first down.
38.5. Yeah, you know, there was the angle that showed him kind of in that little tucked position before he slid the ball forward. That definitely made the difference between a half. You'll see when he hits the ground, the play is over. He is in he trips right there. Didn't really get much push there. He's in that curl position. Then he gets up and sticks the ball out forward. That's a little too late. And it looks like the Chiefs are going to go for it. Herm Edwards saying, we got nothing to lose.
They're going to reset the chains on the opposite side of the field.
You know,
apparently we'll go for it.
I think we'll see either the same thing again out of Tyler Thigpen, or maybe let Larry Johnson pound it up in there. But boy, it'd be great to try and catch him off guard with a hard play action pass and try and hit Tony Gonzalez down the middle of the field.
Well, they're going to come out actually now and measure.
I think he's
with
definitely
the new
short.
spot.
He had to get to that 39-yard line. Yeah, he wanted to see how far he had to get.
So it looks to be 6-8 inches short. I'm Not sure if going for it at this point with a lead.
Yeah, you know, with a minute
From
17
your own
left. Yeah.
From your own 39-yard line is the play. Let's see if they actually snap the ball.
Well, that always is an option as well. Now the Raiders are the most penalized team in the NFL, actually second right now. The Cowboys passed them up on Thanksgiving Day, but discipline has always been an issue with the Raider organization.
Set the game clock to 1:17.
Put 3 extra seconds back on the clock.
Well, yeah, now that was...
So 4th and inches.
They're not going to run a play, Bill, I don't think. Yeah. Yeah, the Raiders, good discipline there.
They'll take the penalty.
Now they took
Nope, they take a timeout. So still 10-3. 59 seconds left in the half. We're back in Oakland and now Kansas City. After the timeout with the play clock running down, will punt. Johnny Lee Higgins is back deep. Remember, he's had touchdown returns the last 2 weeks.
Well, Bill, you're 100% right. You know, with the 10-3 lead, this is definitely the right call. What a great punt, too.
Too good. Higgins lets it go, and it bounces into the end zone for a touchback. A 62-yard punt from Dustin Colquitt, 3rd-round draft pick in 2005 in his 4th year out of Tennessee. So here come the Raiders. We've had plenty of offense in the game, but not a lot of points. The only touchdown came on special teams.
Well, Jamarcus Russell, interesting story too. Stats not that great today, 6 of 14, but Tom Cable told us that when he became the head coach, he really wanted to try and help him out and kind of simplify things. Maybe there were times before he became the head coach that Jamarcus Russell might have been given a little bit too much to think about. He wanted him to play confidently and not have too much going on.
Miller brought down immediately, and we have a flag on the play. Brandon Carr, the cornerback, made the stop. Going to be holding against the Raiders.
Holding, number 77 offense. 10-yard penalty, still first down.
Dwayne Harris, the left tackle, called for holding. Now, fewest touchdowns this season. That includes the earlier games today, and the Raiders with only 14.
And not a lot of W's among those 4 teams right there. That could be part of the reason. Not a lot of touchdowns.
First and 20 after the penalty. Russell gets rid of it. Miller brought down short of the 15-yard line by Maurice Leggett, the nickelback. Raiders will take a timeout with 30.
Long way to go. Greg Knapp, the offensive coordinator, talked to us and said he really does retain things very well, but he still is a rookie, so you've got to be careful not to overload him and get him too much to think about.
McFadden is back with Russell. And they give it to McFadden. Have to get it to the outside.
That ball was stripped.
Yeah, the ball's stripped. The Chiefs say they have it. Let's wait for the signal. Derek Johnson may have had a shot at it. Now the Raiders are saying they retained possession, and it will be 3rd down.
You're going to see great job. Kansas City, one thing they've done very well this year, and you see great job stripping the ball right there by Derek Johnson coming in, and the Chiefs have generated a lot of turnovers this year. 21 takeaways coming into this game. Number 5 in the NFL, and right there close to number 22.
They lost 5 turnovers last week, but in the 4 games prior to that, they had 10 takeaways and had turned the ball over only twice.
Well, their team, Bill, is +4 in turnover ratio. Prior to last week, obviously, they were +9. That generally translates into a pretty good football team, but it just shows you the depth of the other problems with the youth and with the injuries. And Gunther Cunningham right there, long time veteran defensive coach, coordinator, head coach, done it all. But he's been challenged this year, and he told us, or he told me that, you know, one of the things that's been most enjoyable about this is getting back to teaching these young kids, really teaching instead of taking these things for granted with a more veteran defense.
Kansas City with a lot of young players, 33 players on the roster with 3 years or less experience, and now another penalty flag.
Ball start. Number 15 offense. 5-yard penalty remains, third down.
Penalized team in the National Football League. 85 this season. That was coming into week 13. Dallas passed him with a few penalties on Thanksgiving Day. So 3rd and 19. Vargas. And that will bring up 4th down.
That should be the end of the half.
Kansas City unable to stop the clock, so it will be the end of the first half with our score: Kansas City 10, Oakland 3. We'll be back with you in Oakland. Are you surprised that the Raiders have not run the ball more? This is a team that ran for 300 yards in dominating the Chiefs in week 2.
Yeah, they really did, and you would expect that is what the Raiders do. They come out, they try to protect Jamarcus Russell, not put the game on his shoulders, run the ball physically, get after defenses, really try and control the tempo of the game. Today, they've run the ball very effectively. I would think they would come out running the ball more in the second half, but really, it's kind of been a weird game so far this first half.
Let's take a look at the numbers from the first half.
You see the Raiders, 81 yards rushing in the first half. Heck, you multiply that by 2, that's 160 yards. That's right about where the Chiefs are as far as what they give up on a weekly basis, a little over 160 yards. That's a good rushing day, but they're not doing it quite enough. They need to get after them more physically. I think the one touchdown, obviously, on special teams, a huge impact on this game so far.
This game is brought to you in high definition here on CBS.
And Bill, another thing to point out, too, I mean, the Raiders have gained a lot of confidence coming out of Denver last week. To come in here today and play as poorly as they have, really to be losing 10-3 to Kansas City, has got to be a little jolting to them.
Miller, the deep man, he was at the 6-yard line. Dives out close to the 30.
Justin Miller
Spotted at the 29, and Jamarcus Russell will go back to work. Here's a quarterback comparison of the two starters.
You know, nothing too spectacular out of Jamarcus Russell. A few opportunities they had to make some plays. Really only a couple of bad throws. And Tyler Thigpen, very efficient, going to Tony Gonzalez for 59 of those yards on 5 catches. But I would really expect to see the Raiders come out and get physical this second half and try and establish a physical tempo.
Keep it on the ground to start the second half. Fargas to the 34-yard line. Justin Fargas coming off a 100-yard day last week in Denver. Still hasn't scored a touchdown, though, since his last carry of 2007. And a look at the Raiders' first 5 possessions.
You know, they haven't had any turnovers with the exception of the one big one that cost them 7 points on the fake field goal. But
they did move the ball effectively in their first 3. 2nd and 5. Pass back to Fargas. Hits the corner and a first down.
Oh, what do you know? Come out, 2 runs right in a row. Pick up a good solid 20 yards on 2 plays.
Jared Page, the free safety, finally popped him out of bounds.
Look
Justin in the first half.
And nothing spectacular, but you know, in the NFL, it's hard to pick up 3, 4, 5 yards. If you're able to do that on 1st and 2nd down, you're going to be in the desirable situations you want your young quarterback to be in, and you can mix in some play action and not put too much on his shoulder.
15 yards for Fargas on the last run. This is McFadden, and he gets back to the line of scrimmage. Derek Johnson made the stop.
I'll tell you what, that was an impressive play right there by Derek Johnson, number 56, the outside linebacker. He completely dominated this play. You're going to see on the bottom of your screen right there, number 56 coming in. He catches underneath the pads. Tony Stewart drives him back into the backfield and makes Darren McFadden have to adjust his course, and slipped and ended up getting about a 2-yard loss in the play.
McFadden stays in the game on 2nd and 10. McFadden tries to get back to the line of scrimmage, may have lost a yard.
Number 71 offense, 10-yard penalty still, 2nd down.
Sean Wade, who's starting at center again this week for Jake Grove, called for the hold.
Well, you know, we can talk about what we think the Raiders should do or shouldn't do, and Tom Cable, I think he really does want to be a physical running football team, but when you have holding penalties and putting yourself now in 2nd and 20 situations, it's hard to get up there and get physical and just grind the ball. You know, you have to, you have a plan of what you want to do and how you want to attack, but if the players don't do it properly and don't execute in the right way, don't avoid the penalties, the dumb penalties, you can't get into the game plan that you want to get into.
Raiders at 3-8, trying to win back-to-back games for the first time this season. The Chiefs are looking to snap a 7-game losing streak. McFadden, the Wildcat, hands it off to Fargas. Not a lot there. Get it out to the 42-yard line.
Well, I think Tom Cable's saying right here, maybe try and pop a run inside with Justin Fargas, but 2nd and 20, tough situation. You kind of try and start playing that field position game now. Maybe try and get the ball near midfield where you can pin Kansas City back inside their own 15, own 10-yard line.
3rd and long, 3rd and 16 for the Raiders. Ferguson Miller back with Russell. Plenty of time, and that is underthrown, intended for Ronald Curry. So not a great pass from Jamarcus Russell.
The series started out promising with a couple of good physical runs, but it just shows you, one mistake, the holding penalty right there, it just gets you in a situation where it's asking a lot out of a young quarterback to stand in there and make those kind of plays, although Jamarcus Russell was brought here to make those kind of plays, so you can't sit here and say forever you can't expect him to make those plays. He's got to step and make some throws before this game is over if they want to win the game.
Nearly 33 yards on Leckler's first punt. Gets this one away, and this is more like it.
A little too good.
But will go into the end zone for a touchback. A 57-yard punt. 10-3 Kansas City. Back in Oakland, Chiefs lead at 10-3, but unable to find the end zone offensively in the first half.
Really just the one good drive, 11 plays, ended up in the field goal.
First possession of the second half for the Chiefs. Johnson able to get the corner. Larry Johnson has had good days against the Raiders. Of course, missed 4 games this season because of the various off-the-field issues, but still Kansas City's leading rusher with 565 yards on 119 carries, coming in with a 4.7-yard average in 7 starts, and that was good for 13 yards.
Well, and as we see, the Kansas City got their first rushing touchdown, or first rushing first down of the day. But Larry Johnson, in his 8 games against the Raiders, 5 times he's gone for over 100 yards, so you know he wants to be fed that ball a little bit more in the second half.
Good pin off the play action. Gets rid of it. Intercepted! Chris Johnson. And just short of the goal line, he's tripped up. He has really stepped in and played well after D'Angelo Hall was released. With Asamoah on the other side, teams have really gone after him, and he has been able to rise to the challenge.
Well, there are 2 things I don't like about this play by Tyler Thigpen. One, the throw gets away from him. It was kind of tight. I don't know if he should have thrown that ball in there, but he put it too high over the top. And what I don't like also is right here at the end of the play. He didn't make what I would consider to be a real solid effort to try and make a play on this tackle to keep Chris Johnson from getting into the end zone. You throw a pass like that, and he's going for a touchdown or going close for it, you better get in there and stick your nose in there and try and make something happen. Coaches will be talking to him about that. You know, he's not happy. He doesn't like it, but he's got to make more of an effort to make a tackle.
They spotted inside the 1. Fargus touchdown! His first touchdown of the year, Justin Fargus.
You talk about a long time coming. Justin Fargus, he deserves that one. Chris Johnson making it happen, as you said, Bill. This guy's come up big for him. That's the kind of play the Raiders needed. We'll get to see a little bit more out of Tyler Thigpen, see what he's made of, see if he can put this behind him, come out and play a good, solid quarter and a half of football here.
Janikowski to tie it up, and does. So this time it's the Raiders taking advantage of a turnover. The interception, returned down close to the goal line. Then Fargus does the rest, and we're tied at 10 with 11:13 left in the third. The Raiders strike quickly in the second half, tying it up at 10. Chris Johnson all smiles, his second interception. Tyler Thigpen threw 2 picks last week. And Justin Fargus completed things, leaping over the line and into the end zone for a touchdown, his first since his final carry of 2007.
And boy, is he feeling good to get that monkey off his back, hoping that the floodgates are open now. He's had some chances this year, but the Raiders up front in those goal line situations have just not done a good job of creating a seam, and right there, easy touchdown. Tyler Thigpen has to remember now, though, it's still a 10-10 ball game.
Janikowski kicking it from the 45-yard line after a personal foul penalty on the point after touchdown. So Thigpen will try to put the turnover behind him, go back to work. We're tied at 10 here in Oakland. With the score, his first rushing touchdown in 159 carries. Fargus in his 6th year out of USC. So back come the Chiefs. Thigpen checks it down to Mike Cox. Cox is tackled immediately. Rookie free agent out of Georgia Tech. Well, got a sports fan on your gift list? Then shop online at the CBS Sports Store and beat the crowds on officially licensed NFL team gear. Click on shop at cbssports.com and save big. Steve, I'm a large if you're shopping. 2nd and 8.
Important for Tyler Thigpen to not let this thing snowball the wrong way here. He's got to play his game still.
Nice hole for Johnson, but a fine tackle by Thomas Howard, the outside linebacker in his 3rd year out of UTEP.
A super tackle by Thomas Howard. Looks like Larry Johnson's got a big seam to go through, and all of a sudden, middle of the field, Thomas Howard comes flying over and says, "Not so fast, big guy." The buck stops here. Very, very big play for Tyler Thigpen and this Kansas City Chiefs team right here. 3rd and 5, backed up. This is where bad things can happen with a young quarterback.
And they haven't really gotten Jamal Charles, the rookie out of Texas, loose today. He's in there on 3rd and 5. They give it to him. Tries to get to the edge. Howard is there. Turns him back inside and makes the stop. Those speedy Oakland linebackers.
Bill, what do you think that statement was right there from Chan Gailey, offensive coordinator? Herm Edwards a little bit tentative in terms of the play calling there, just trying to make sure that their young quarterback doesn't put them in a worse situation than they're already in. That tells me a lot right there, though.
So Johnny Lee Higgins trying to return a punt for a touchdown for a 3rd consecutive week. Will get another chance. Short, high punt. Higgins calls for the fair catch and makes it at the 38-yard line. 9:08 left in the 3rd. 10 all in Oakland. picked up by the Raiders. It is ruled incomplete. What a shot from Brandon Flowers, the rookie cornerback.
That could not have been played more perfectly than Brandon Flowers. He knew very distant. Watch right here. He's going to play a little bit soft, and Zach Miller's going to come on the corner route. Brandon Flowers, very, very patient. Let the ball be thrown and timed it up perfectly. Right on the money. Good, solid, clean hit. Zach Miller did not appreciate that very much at all. Look at that. Wow. Stopping right there, the big man.
2nd and 10. Back to the ground. Again, just running hard. Gets it out to the 42-yard line. Maurice Leggett, free agent out of Valdosta State, made the stop. Leggett with that 67-yard fumble return for a touchdown to give Kansas City their only trip to the end zone.
You see the Raiders not so much of the exotic stuff anymore this second half. They're trying to keep it with 2 backs, trying to run the ball, little play action. Big 3rd down conversion for Jamarcus Russell here.
Show blitz, but don't come. And that is incomplete, thrown behind. Ashley Lally couldn't bring it in.
Well, I don't know if there was a mix-up on the route that Ashley Lally was running or what, but that looked to be, to me, a bad decision to throw that ball over there, trying to jam it into double coverage on a route that really wasn't designed to be thrown that quickly.
Bernard Pollard gave him a shot. It'll bring up 4th down again. Shane Leckler. Kevin Robinson, the rookie from Utah State, standing back at his own 10-yard line. Tremendous punt there. Fielded at the 6. Robinson swarmed under. Short of the 10. A 50-yard punt. Well, the last time these two teams met, Sebastian Janikowski kicked things off with what was then a team record 56-yard field goal. But the real story was on the ground. 300 rushing yards for Oakland, 2 rushing touchdowns, 164 yards from McFadden. Michael Bush, who we haven't seen today, had 90 yards, and the Raiders ran over the Chiefs 23-8.
And you saw a little fist pump there from the new supposedly head coach of the Tennessee Volunteers, Lane Kiffin.
Supposedly that announcement will come tomorrow, but it's a done deal. Kiffin to take over the Vols. Big pin up the sidelines. That's caught by Gonzalez. And he's out across the 30 to the 32-yard line.
If I'm Chan Gailey and Tyler Thigpen, you can hardly ever go wrong going to Tony Gonzalez. Right there you saw Nnamdi Asomugha, who
That's
is a hard guy to throw the ball against, but they've had good success today doing it, even though Asomugha's been in good position. Asomugha did get away with a little bit of contact up the field right there, without a doubt.
Had his arms wrapped around his waist.
He was going for a ride.
That was good for 23 yards and a 1st down for the Chiefs.
Here goes
now they shift. Big pin to the top of the screen. Larry Johnson will keep it. Finds some running room as he steps to the outside and gets it to the 39-yard line.
Larry Johnson.
Nice changeup by the Kansas City Chiefs. You know, Rob Ryan, we talked about this particular offense that the Kansas City Chiefs run when they go to the direct snap to Larry Johnson or Jamal Charles. How difficult is it to defend? Rob Ryan said, you know what, I couldn't care less what they run. We got to line up, we're going to stop them, bring out that exotic stuff. I don't care. We're gonna,
they could run the wishbone.
He doesn't
we'll be able to handle it. Just bring it on. But that was good for 7 yards. 2nd and 3. Raiders showing blitz.
Yeah, they're coming with it too.
Low snap. Big Pin able to come up with it, but falls down.
Well, what you're going to see out of Rob Ryan and the Raiders defense, I know Rob Ryan from my years in Arizona. Rob was one of the defensive coaches under his father, Buddy Ryan, along with his brother Rex, who's the defensive coordinator for Baltimore. When they feel threatened or attacked, bad snap, that ball never got up to Tyler Thigpen. But Rob Ryan and that whole Ryan family, when they feel threatened, they're going to start bringing heat. That's their instinct. That's what they're going to do. And Rob Ryan told us he wants to put pressure on Tyler Thigpen that way.
Jamal Charles is in the game, 3rd and 10.
And here it comes again.
Thigpen lofts it up, and that is caught by Gonzalez. That was a great example as he blocked out, kind of boxed out as he would in basketball. He played at Cal against Jabril Wilson.
That is exactly what that was. But I'll tell you what, when that ball was in the air, I thought for sure that it was going to be bad news for the Kansas City Chiefs. Tyler Thigpen kind of shaky with that decision, but gave the right guy a chance to make a play. Tony Gonzalez just doing what he does all the time, making plays, using that big body.
7 catches for 98 yards.
Very dangerous throw by Tyler Thigpen there, though.
Goes to midfield. Johnson trying to get back to the line of scrimmage and is close to midfield, just short. Good penetration that time by the front 7 of the Raiders.
And a good job by Larry Johnson just to trust his instinct and understand that, you know what we don't need are negative plays. So let me just try and get the 2 yards I can get and try and keep this out of an obvious situation.
Talking to Herm Edwards, he said there's a spread offense that Kansas City has been running. The tough part is to integrate the running game, and that's what they've been trying to work on. 2nd and 8. Johnson behind Thigpen. Stay in the block. Pump fake. Thigpen will take off. And the hook slide down to the 43-yard line.
And the Chiefs coaches are upset there on the sideline, thinking the late hit should have been called on Tyler Thigpen with the slide there.
Thigpen came in with over 200 yards rushing. Average of 7.5 yards a carry. Let's take a look at the distribution. The wideouts have been quiet.
Yeah, Tony Gonzalez has been the man all the way. But now Tyler Thigpen, he did play running back in high school. What he brings to this offense when things do break down is what we just saw in that last play. Very, very confident running the football.
3rd and 2. Johnson cuts back, has a first down.
Oh, tremendous patience by Larry Johnson.
Gerard Warren made the tackle.
Just not a lot of running backs that would be able to stretch this out that long. A lot of guys would have gotten a little bit impatient, but he keeps it outside, waits for a little seam to get inside, knew exactly what he had to do to get that first down. Trusted his blockers, trusted himself to be strong enough to fight through a couple of arm tackles to pick up that first down.
I like the left side of that offensive line with Brian Waters, the 3-time Pro Bowler, and the rookie Brandon Albert. Big pin, almost intercepted. It should have been. Jabril Wilson couldn't bring it in for his 2nd interception of the year.
Well, Rob Ryan told us that Tyler Thigpen, by watching him on film, you know he's going to give you a few chances to make plays. He just does it. Right there, boy, Jabril Wilson is not going to get an easier opportunity at interception than that. Tyler Thigpen, that's his 2 throws in a row that he's made very, very questionable decisions. That one right there, he should have paid the price.
So 2nd and 10. We're tied at 10, just over 3 minutes to play in the 3rd. Thigpen under pressure. Gets back to the 40. Derek Burgess made the stop, and this week, Dave's got President-elect Barack Obama, plus Bruce Willis and Paris Hilton. Tomorrow, catch Stupid Human Tricks and Russell Brand, only on CBS, America's most watched network.
You got any stupid human tricks you're going to spring on us here?
We saw one with that fake field goal. 3rd and long, 3rd and 9 for Kansas City. Thigpen guns it, and that's Gonzalez. That will put him over 100 yards for the ball game.
You know, I've got a lot of respect for Rob Ryan as a defensive coach. That's a situation where right there, I would have expected him to come with some pressure. They came with a 4-man rush, and you let Tyler Thigpen sit back there and let Tony Gonzalez do what he does, play basketball. He went up, turned to the inside, wasn't open, he moved to the outside. goes over 100 yards again, 2 weeks in a row now.
That's 26 100-yard receiving games, extending his NFL record for Gonzalez. Johnson, a nice move back to the outside, and he gets inside the 20-yard line to the 19. Wilson made the stop.
Just another great run by Larry Johnson. Play designed to go to the left side. Watch him just wait for all the penetration to cross over, and then he cuts behind it all, gets up in the line, lets them commit to the left side, and then has the confidence and the ability to cut back behind everybody and pick up 9 yards.
For the Chiefs, this is their first trip into the red zone.
And they're not too bad comparatively, 11th in the NFL touchdown percentage.
2nd and 1 after the 9-yard gain. Again, Johnson, and he has a first down. Jay Richardson rotating in at defensive end, made the stop.
And what you're seeing right now, you see the wristband on Tyler Thigpen. The receivers all have them too, and when they go to this no huddle, it's not a hurry up. They go to kind of a no huddle. Receivers on the outside, they all have a list, and he calls out a number. The number is sent to him from the coaches. He calls the number out. They all look at their wristbands, and then everybody knows the play.
This is the 13th play of the drive coming. They started at their own 9-yard line. Johnson. Nothing there.
Good pressure from the Raiders right there as we come to the end of the third quarter.
That was the final play of the third quarter. With our score tied at 10, we'll return to Oakland after this message and a word from your local station. You're watching the line. He was a running quarterback at Coastal Carolina.
You're going to see great call, great design. He takes the drop back, lets lead blocker Jamal Charles get right there in front of him. What a seam. You can see right there, Kirk Morrison, number 52, the middle linebacker, wasn't even looking in the backfield. He was sure it was going to be a pass. Vacated his zone, and Tyler Thigpen made him pay for it. You got one of the best backs in the NFL back there, Larry Johnson, and smelling that goal line, too.
First and goal. Johnson. Touchdown. Signal from the official on the far side, so the Chiefs get it into the end zone.
Now, Herm Edwards, he knows that they got away with one with the couple of throws that Tyler Thigpen made there, but in Tyler Thigpen's defense, he made up for it with some plays with his legs, a couple of key third down conversions of Tony Gonzalez, and his team is back out front now.
Connor Barth on to try the extra point. Give the Chiefs a 7-point lead, and it's good. 13:43 left to play, and now the Chiefs lead by 7 on the touchdown by Larry Johnson. Plays, capped by the 2-yard touchdown run by Larry Johnson, his 4th touchdown run of the season. And the Chiefs lead it 17-10. Wart's kick. Miller at the 1. And brought down hard at the 21-yard line. That's where Jamarcus Russell and the Raiders will try to answer when we return. Kansas City Chiefs have won the last 5 meetings here in Oakland. They haven't lost at the Coliseum since 2002, and they lead 17-10 with about 13 and a half minutes remaining. Vargas, big hole. Follows the football. The Chiefs are going to get it.
I'll tell you what, I don't know what happened. Justin Vargas was just trying to adjust the ball in his hands. He knows that's inexcusable, unexplainable, really. Just trying to brace for the contact, and the ball pops out before anybody even touches him. He sure caught one after he let go of the ball. But you see, oh, you know what? There was a hand in there.
Rocky Boyman stripped it away.
Yep, Rocky Boyman. I didn't see him get that hand in there.
And Brandon Flowers recovered it. The rookie out of Virginia Tech, the 2nd-round draft pick.
Tremendous play by Rocky Boyman to get that hand in there. Kansas City does a great job, obviously, of generating those turnovers. Should have had the ball. Justin Vargas really going to the left side. Might have wanted that ball in the left arm. Good fundamental football.
So the Chiefs from the Oakland 39-yard line. Big pin. Out quickly. Devard Darling able to get it to the 37-yard line. Kirk Morrison made the stop. There's Rocky Boyman, who started today. Middle linebacker. Pat Thomas is out. Been inactive the last 3 weeks now with a thigh injury. Boyman in his 7th year out of Notre Dame.
I knew I liked that guy.
2nd and 8. Had to get that in there for you.
Yes, sir.
Johnson the deep back, and they give it to him. Tries to turn it back inside, picks up a couple. And let's check in with JB in New York for the latest on the Chargers and the Falcons.
Bill and Steve, Atlanta gets just a little breathing room here as Matt Ryan hooks up with Harry Douglas, who earlier had muffed the ball on a punt. Here he catches it. Redemption is the title of this one. 22-13 in the 4th. Back to Bill and Steve.
All right, JB, thank you. That Chargers secondary has really struggled. Ryan, another good outing for the rookie. 3rd and 7 for Kansas City. Thigpen with some room. He'll have the first down and more. Tyler Thigpen out of bounds at the 11-yard line.
It's such a weapon to have a running quarterback like this. You'll see right here, you can see he sets up, throw, he sees it's man coverage, everybody running with receivers. You see nothing in front of him but green grass. Anytime Tyler Thigpen sees that, he obviously has the green light to go, and what his teammates have learned, you saw some great blocks down the field. They've learned that once he tucks it, get your hat on somebody, help him out, because he can make good things happen.
That was good for 25 yards. Remember, he came in with over 200 yards rushing and a 7.5 yard per carry average. Johnson inside the 10, down to the 9.
And Bill, it's a great point. People sometimes maybe don't understand what that man coverage means. If you've got a running quarterback and a defense is playing man-to-man defense, who's the one guy they're not covering? The quarterback is the one guy that's not accounted for in man-to-man defense. If you've got a running quarterback and he sees man-to-man coverage, he knows that no one's accounting for him. If he can get through that line of scrimmage, he's going to pick up big yards.
Chiefs with a 7-point lead, trying for more. 2nd and 8. They can get a first down if they get it down to the 1-yard line. Johnson drives forward to the 6. Joseph made the stop, the former 1st-round pick of the Giants back in 2003, now with the Raiders.
You just don't understand how strong Larry Johnson is when he gets that head of steam going forward. He was hitting the backfield. by Marquise Cooper, number 95, but didn't even phase him, didn't even slow him down. And right here, big play for the Raiders. They've got to hold Kansas City to a field goal.
3rd and 5. Thigpen changing the play.
Watch out for the quarterback draw again here.
Do they get it off? No. Play clock reached 0.
And Rob Ryan's wishing that they would have got the snap
Delay
off.
of game. Offense. 5-yard penalty. Still 3rd down.
Because they would have definitely had Tyler Thigpen for a loss on the play.
Let's take another look at the play clock.
Yep,
No
definitely.
question.
And you see how well the Raiders had it defended. They were going to stuff him in the backfield.
So 3rd and 10. You can get a 1st down at the 1.
I would be surprised if Chan Gailey called for a pass right here. I'm thinking quarterback draw.
They're going to throw it. Thigpen checks it down. Brad Cottom, the rookie tight end out of Tennessee, the 3rd-round draft pick, but well short of a 1st down.
I don't know if you could even call that a pass. That was a design play where the play was set up for Tyler Thigpen to only throw it to that tight end. He wasn't looking anywhere else. Herm Edwards and Chan Gailey thinking maybe they could pop the tight end on a little delay route underneath, get him the ball moving and get into the end zone. Just didn't work out. Good defense by the Raiders.
Connor Barth, who has not missed a field goal as a Kansas City Chief, wanted to give the Chiefs a 10-point cushion right down the middle. So he's 8 for 8 since taking over the kicking duties. The fumble cost the Raiders 3. 20-10 Kansas City. Beautiful late afternoon here in Oakland. Chiefs lead at 20-10, trying to snap a 7-game losing streak and win for only the 2nd time in their last 21 games. Bart's kick. Miller feels it at the 10. Cuts it back inside. And brought down at the 26-yard line. Russell and the Raiders back to work when we return. Great penetration from that front 7. Much maligned front 7 of the Kansas City Chiefs.
And look at that. Always turnovers, always a key. Kansas City scoring 10 points off of turnovers. Oakland got the 1 off the Tyler Thigpen interception. But this game now, Bill, it comes down to Jamarcus Russell and his receiving core, which, by the way, this team is not built to come back. They don't have the consistent wide receivers out there and the quarterback who can pick you apart, but they're going to have to do it today.
Russell, incomplete. Overthrows Ashley Lilly. Only 1 wide receiver for the Raiders has caught a pass today. That was Ronald Curry on the hook and ladder. And that was it. Zach Miller has 3 receptions. McFadden has 3. And Curry, the only reception among the receivers.
35 yards in the 2nd half for the Raiders right there. That's not very good. They all year long they've been a 2nd half football team. They came out running the ball in the first series of the 2nd half, but they just haven't had any plays.
McFadden in the backfield now. Russell directing traffic, and again incomplete.
Well, he's got to make that throw. He does a good job stepping up in the pocket. Ronald Curry was open, and the ball was not even close. Throw from Jamarcus Russell. I think Jamarcus Russell could have probably tucked that ball and run for the 1st down.
So a quick 3 and out for Oakland. 4th and 12, and on comes Shane Leckler. Standing back at his own 10-yard line, Kevin Robinson, the deep man for Kansas City. The Chiefs could have good field position here with 8 minutes remaining. Leckler. Let it bounce, and it will be down to the 40-yard line. Leckler frustrated. The Raiders in general frustrated.
CBS is sponsored by T. Rowe Price, providing investment management excellence for over 70 years. Invest with confidence. And by Wanted, one of the most trailblazing action films ever, on DVD and Blu-ray high def Tuesday.
7:50 remaining. Chiefs will try to take some time off the clock, trying to break that 7-game losing streak. They'll start from their own 43-yard line.
I would expect the Chiefs to really try and milk the clock here. Tyler Thigpen trying to let that clock run down, and they're going to the direct snap.
Johnson sort of pretending he's going to throw it. That's not a good idea.
I'll tell you what, he better be careful the way he's holding that football.
You saw a couple of the offensive linemen sort of gesturing close to the chest. Don't take a chance like that. Well, Tuesday on NCIS, the brutal world of underground fight clubs exposed. And all new NCIS Tuesday on CBS, America's most watched network. Loss of 3.
Interesting play there by Kansas City. You want to try and make positive yards. Go right at him.
Just over 7 minutes remaining. Johnson back in a more familiar role.
That's what I'm talking about right there.
And they ruled that he was down before the ball came loose. Got it to the 49-yard line. Nice pickup by Johnson.
With the carry.
At this point in the ball game, the defense is desperate to get the ball back. They're going to be coming from every possible angle. To do any kind of trickery at this point, you're rolling the dice because they're going to have penetration. The best way to go at a penetrating defense is right at it. They ran right there, a good solid counter play right at them. That's the way the Chiefs should be attacking this Raiders defense.
Big play here. Less than 6.5 minutes remaining. Raiders down by 10. It's 3rd and 4. Thigpen will throw, and he's sacked. Outstanding job rushing the passer that time by the Raiders. Thigpen had nowhere to go. So Oakland will get another opportunity. Tommy Kelly led the charge.
Well, Tyler Thigpen didn't feel comfortable. Probably a good decision in that situation. You know, the Raiders are a team that, with the pressure they bring, with the man-to-man cover, with their ability to cover all over the field, if that ball is not thrown on the money, it could be tipped up in the air, and all of a sudden, you've got a disastrous situation. That was a good decision by the young quarterback.
Dangerous Johnny Lee Higgins standing back at his own 10-yard line. Justin Colquitt from the Kansas City 28. High, short punt. That catch calls for by Higgins. They've really been able to neutralize him today. Higgins with 2 touchdowns in his last 2 games has not had many opportunities today. Well, next Sunday, the playoff race rocks with regional action here on CBS. The Jaguars tangle with the Bears. Brett and the Jets play the Niners. The Patriots take on the Seahawks. Check your local listings, beginning with JB, Dan, Coach Shannon, and Boomer on the NFL Today. And we will be in Denver to see the Chiefs and the Broncos. First down, Russell able to find Zach Miller. And that's a connection he'll have to make if the Raiders are going to be able to march it down the field in a hurry.
Well, and Kansas City will let them have that 5-6 yard throw all the way down the field because the clock won't stop. They'll be inside of 2 minutes by the time they make it all the way down the field.
Movement in the line.
Number 77, offense, 5-yard penalty remains, 2nd down.
Dwayne Harris, the left tackle, moved.
And there's Greg Knapp. This game, as we've talked about, there's missed opportunities for the Raiders all day. Could have been a touchdown, should have been a touchdown here early in the game. Right here, Jamarcus Russell had Ronald Curry for a touchdown, but it hasn't only been the offense. Big play right here, Jabril Wilson, the easy interception. Kansas City took advantage, went down and scored a touchdown on that drive. Gained control of the game.
And Russell slipped as he let go of the football. He was trying to find Zach Miller again.
Yeah, that was just an awkward play all around. You're going to see Jamarcus goes to throw the ball here, and that left foot just slips right out in front of him. Fortunate something bad didn't happen there. Starting out, he was hot, 4 of 6, 78 yards early, but it's been a struggle since.
4 of 16 for less than 35 yards. 3rd and 7 for the Raiders. Starting to run out of time. Russell. Miller can't hang on. And that really is the story of the game for the Oakland Raiders.
Yeah, that was a good throw by Jamarcus Miller to the usually reliable Jamarcus Russell, to the usually reliable Zach Miller. Does a good job finding the hole. The ball's right on the money. Zach Miller, the ball was almost too well thrown from to make that play. Going forward on 4th and 7. Tom Cable knowing he's got to get 2 scores. This is the right call.
This could be the ball game right here. Russell flush from the pocket. And he's going to run for the first down. Jamarcus Russell. Look at the big man go. And that's making a play.
He's going to need oxygen here in a minute. Carrying that 270 pounds around. What a great play. Just an athlete making plays. Steam rolling straight ahead.
Clock continues to run. That was good for 20 yards. Fargas gets back into the pile. Gets it across the 45 to the 46-yard line. Just over 4 minutes remaining. 2nd and 8 upcoming. Raiders going no huddle. They're down by 10. Russell pump fake. And that was almost picked off. Derek Johnson had it in his hands and was thinking about 6.
And Jason Babin with the pressure right into Jamarcus Russell's rib cage.
Well, for those of you expecting to see 60 minutes, you're watching the NFL on CBS. The game between the Kansas City Chiefs and the Oakland Raiders. Bill McAtee along with Steve Berline. Our score: Kansas City 20, Oakland 10. 60 minutes will be seen in its entirety immediately following this game, except on the West Coast, where it will be seen at its regularly scheduled time. 3rd and 8. 3:52 left on the clock. Russell, that time, Miller able to bring it in for another Oakland first down, and they'll move the chains.
Bill, and this is one of those situations where Kansas City really misses that pass rush. We've talked about only 6 sacks on the year. They need to be able to generate pressure in this situation. Obvious passing situation.
Russell checks it down to Fargas. He's brought down at the 33-yard line. Continues to run.
Well, again, Kansas City will be more than happy to give those 3- and 4-yard passes over the middle.
2nd and 7. And Kansas City is going to take a timeout. Herm Edwards wants to settle his troops. Well, the Chiefs' only win in their last 20 games came in week 4 of the season at Denver. Larry Johnson got Kansas City off to a running start with a 65-yard run. The Chiefs were able to capitalize on costly Denver turnovers. Johnson put the game out of reach with 198 yards rushing and 2 touchdowns. They have lost 7 straight since. It's interesting, they have lost the last 2 against Oakland, but they've won the last 5 against the Raiders here in Oakland.
Amazing.
And this, if they're able to hang on, would be 6 straight in the Coliseum.
Which has never happened before.
2nd and 7, 3:07 remaining. Russell trying to set up the screen and then almost threw a pick. Pollard, the strong safety, had a chance to scoop it up.
Good pressure off the backside, or right from the middle by Derek Johnson. Marcus Russell just trying to get rid of the ball. That, if any throw that we've seen today could have been considered possibly as an intentional grounding because he was not out of the pocket yet. Darren McFadden was trying to come that way, but really not in that area.
A much improved Kansas City defense today against the Raiders. They have converted on 4th and 7 and 3rd and 8. They've got another 3rd and long here. They run the screen and he overthrows McFadden. That will bring up 4th down.
And I'll tell you, Alfonso Boone did a great job reading the sniffing out the screen, and here come the Raiders for the field goal. It's a good call. They need a touchdown and a field goal. You got to have them both at some point. You're in Sebastian Janikowski's range, albeit it is a 50-plus yarder, but you got to have a touchdown and a field goal. If you don't convert the 4th down, you don't get either one of them. So you take the field goal when you got the chance.
This is, well, maybe for Janikowski it's a bit of a gimme, but it's 51 yards away.
Yep.
There you go. And plenty of leg. So the Raiders come away with 3. They now trail by 7 with 2:55 remaining.
Well, the Raiders have 3 timeouts left. 3 minutes left in the game. I think if you're Tom Cable, you go ahead and kick it deep and hope that you get the Kansas City Chiefs backed up. Not any deeper than you won't let them out any deeper than the 20-25 yard line, and hopefully the young quarterback, they won't feel good about taking any chances. Your defense can rise up and get you the football back.
Tom Cable over there talking to Jabril Wilson, his strong safety. Well, this is a game that we visited with the Raiders this week and were at practice yesterday, and it was a confident team for a club at 3 and 8. They felt they had a really good chance to win back-to-back games for the first time this year.
You know, you almost forgot walking around the Raiders facility that this was a 3 and 8 ball club. I mean, there seemed to be a genuine sense of confidence and optimism permeating through the whole facility. And I remember going home and just thinking, wow, they're 3 and 8. How could they feel so confident? But it wasn't a negative, I didn't think. I guess what I felt was that this is a team that really believes they're close. But they also really believed coming to this ball game that they were going to win this one for sure.
Well, Kansas City anticipating the onside kick, so they've got the hands team on the field. Kevin Robinson is back deep, but pretty much all alone. There you see, well, 10 players up near the 40-yard line.
I'm surprised that they're playing it this way. You're going to, Sebastian Janikowski, 1 of 6 on onside kicks. He's going to kick it into the end zone, I believe, and then put the Chiefs at the 20-yard line.
No onside kick, and that will sail over the head of Kevin Robinson and out of the end zone for a touchback. Well, the Raiders have had some close losses. Week 3 at Buffalo, they blew a 9-point fourth quarter lead. The Bills won 24-23. Against San Diego, the Raiders lost a 5-point lead in the fourth quarter. Chargers won it 28-18. And a couple of weeks ago at Miami, Dan Carpenter, a 38-yard field goal with 38 seconds left. Game the Raiders thought they had won. The Dolphins took it 17-15.
Bill, that was definitely the right call by Tom Cable, in my opinion. 3 timeouts left, 2:55. Make Kansas City get a couple first downs to win this game. Put it on number 4, Tyler Thigpen, to make a play.
And here goes Thigpen. Quarterback boot.
And that's really the only way that Kansas City can hurt the Raiders right now, in my opinion, is to get Tyler Thigpen loose on a couple of big runs. The Raiders have to be very conscious of that.
Raiders take a timeout. And tonight on 60 Minutes, Michael Phelps, a rare inside look at his life since the Olympics, plus the great poker swindle. Cheaters who won $20 million and got away with it, followed by new episodes of The Amazing Race, Cold Case, and The Unit. That's all tonight on CBS, America's most watched network. Rob Ryan looking on anxiously. Like to give his offense another chance. 2nd and 7 after the timeout. 2:48 remaining. Chiefs lead by 7, 2013. It's in motion. They give it to Johnson. Powers his way across the 25, close to the 28-yard line. And the Raiders will take another timeout. Stop the clock at 2:43 remaining. And the Raiders came in with a mathematical chance still in the AFC West, which by all accounts is a weak year in the West.
Well, it looks like Kansas City or San Diego's going to go down today. They're trailing to Atlanta with about a minute left. Denver ahead in New York. I think that's the game that Oakland was definitely counting on. The Raiders the Broncos going to New York to beat the New York Jets. They were hoping that the Jets would step up and beat them. But Tom Cable knew that the Raiders had to take care of their own business, and they haven't done that today. They've
been mathematically eliminated from the postseason by Thanksgiving week in 3 of the last 4 seasons. Big play, 3rd and 3. Can the Raiders hold? No. Big catch by Dwayne Bowe. And that will give Kansas City a first down.
Now the Raiders still have time to get the ball back.
That was good for 12 yards and a first down, and the Raiders take their final timeout.
Oh, I'm really surprised that Kansas City went somewhere other than Tony Gonzalez, but give credit to Dwayne Bowe. Boy, that was a heck of a throw and catch. Great coverage on the play. Did not expect that ball to get through to Dwayne Bowe, but using those hands, Chris Johnson, good coverage on the play.
Really able to take it away from Chris Johnson.
He really did. Just went after and grabbed that football.
And that's the mindset of so many great receivers in the National Football League. You hear it about Larry Fitzgerald. When the ball is in the air, it's mine.
Exactly right. That's the mentality they have to have.
Bowe able to go up and get it. 58 catches for 724 yards and 6 touchdowns coming in today. It's been a tough day for Jamarcus Russell.
And why that play was significant too, Bill. The Raiders could get the ball back with a 2-minute warning coming up, but that gave 15 more yards of field position. So if the Raiders do get it back, it's going to be deep in their own territory.
31 remaining. Larry Johnson gets to the corner. This is going to be a nice gain. Stays in bounds and another first down.
Larry Johnson.
That might wrap it up.
That may have been the backbreaker.
That was good execution. Larry Johnson showing he can still get outside of the edge, picking up another first down.
Now the Raiders can't stop the clock, so that will take us to the 2-minute warning. Chiefs with the football and a 20-13 lead.
Attempt to try to win it, ball down, kick on the way, it is good, it's good, it's good, and that's it.
Now for the first time, you can watch every NFL Network game live on your phone. Get the new NFL Mobile Live free with any data plan, only from Sprint, only on the Now Network.
Lots of choices here.
It's confusing.
Look, most major sports are shot on Sony HD cameras.
So if sports are shot on a Sony, shouldn't you watch them on one?
Yes. I don't really like sports.
Nothing's better for sports than a Sony Bravia HD TV. High definition. It's in Sony's DNA.
Hey everybody, it's Mr. Bill at a Subway restaurant. Today we're gonna learn how to make bread. Yay! First we need some dough. Next Chef Sluggo says to roll out the dough. He's gonna be mean to me! Runaway boulder! Runaway! Great idea, Mr. Bill. Flatbread.
It took Subway to make a great flatbread sandwich. New full-size and flavor-packed flatbread sandwiches, like the tempting chicken Florentine or the bold steak and bacon melt. Limited time, only at Subway.
Subway, eat fresh! CBS Wednesday. It's everyone's all-time holiday favorite.
Ready, Rudolph?
Ready, stand up. Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, now in crystal clear high definition. Gather the family for a very special presentation.
Rudolph Full Power.
Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, CBS Wednesday.